In today's video, I'm excited to tell you about an upcoming winter landscape challenge that you can take part in with me, and it's completely free. Just briefly before we talk about the winter landscape challenge, if you are new to my channel and you're interested in watercolor painting, drawing, watercolor pencils or mixed media, do please consider subscribing. It's completely free. Now, this video is going to be published on the 24th of November 2023, but you can do this challenge at any time, so the challenge is going to stay up for good and you can drop in at any time. But if you're watching this video when it first comes out, the challenge starts on Monday and we're going to go Monday to Friday and we're going to do 5 winter landscape paintings together. Each one is a complete project. At the end of this video, I'll tell you how you can actually formally sign up so that you get a reminder email with the video in each day. You'll also be able to download a PDF for each project. The PDFs will contain the photograph that we're working from, a picture of my finished painting. It'll also give you all of the materials listed and alternatives if you don't have the exact same things as me. It'll tell you everything about what paper I'm working on and what size. The PDFs are also completely free. The whole thing will be free to sign up for. But before we get into that, let's have a look at the projects that we'll be doing next week. Now, on Monday, we'll be doing a blue landscape, and I'm going to be using a little bit of ink with this one. And we'll be painting the whole picture, possibly with 1 or 2 colours only. Everything through these landscape challenges is going to be really, really simple. The paintings themselves are simple. The drawing is very easy and very minimal. There's going to be minimal colours used and 1 or 2 other little things, perhaps some salt, a little bit of masking fluid. As I said, I'll tell you how to get the full materials list later on. But in this first painting, we're going to be using a really, really limited palette and a little bit of ink. Don't worry if you don't have any ink. I'll explain as we go through each tutorial, and it'll also be in the PDFs, the alternatives that you can use. The main thing is just to get started. On day 2, we're going to be doing some snowy mountains. I'm actually going to be using a little bit of oil pastel for this. I'll also explain how you can use soft pastel or what to do if you don't have any pastels at all. But if you do have some, it's going to be really helpful to get that textured look. As I said, there are alternatives. So what about day 3? Now, I've always said that the one colour you can't really get away with in the sky is green. So it's possible to make all sorts of accidental colours in the sky, grey and yellow. But green is the one that always looks a little bit out of place. But there is, of course, an exception to that. And the exception is the Aurora Borealis. So we're going to be doing this beautiful photograph here. And I don't know if you can see it on screen because it will be quite small, but the photograph actually has some stars in as well. So there's a speckling of stars. We're going to be using a little bit of masking fluid to get that beautiful effect. Really looking forward to doing this one. It's quite tricky to get that green in the sky and not have it go all muddy. I'll be showing you how to do it. And the good thing with watercolor painting is all of you will get a completely different result, but it's a fantastic subject and I can't wait to go through it with you. Before I tell you about day 4, I just want to ask you if you can like this video, also if you can share it. I really want as many people as possible to take part in this challenge, and sharing the video for me would really, really help. On day 4, we're going to do a beautiful, really delicate winter sunset with a tree. Now the foreground of this picture is quite plain, and we're going to jazz it up a little bit. We're going to use some salt to make some beautiful crystallized shapes. There are also alternatives to using salt. As I said, I want everybody to be able to take part in this challenge, no matter what materials you have available to you or not. And there will be alternatives listed if you don't own any of those large salt crystals. And this painting is going to give you the opportunity to try a beautiful sunset sky if you haven't done one before. Now, day 5 may look like our most complex painting, but actually I have some techniques that are going to make this really, really easy for you. We're going to be using a little bit of household candle wax with this one, a little bit of masking tape, and we're going to get this lovely scene with these really interesting tree trunks, these really interesting textures and some beautiful colours and those trees in the distance. We're going to make it really, really easy. And all you need to do is follow along. Let me tell you now how you sign up for this free challenge and how you prepare for it. Now, I've set it up on my course site as sort of a free course, and that's because it's just easier for me to get it onto than to put it onto my website. So basically, there's a link in the description of this video, and you'll go across, and all you need to do is buy the course, but the course is free. So it may say something like add to basket or purchase or whatever, but the course price is actually set to zero. So you won't part with any money, nor do you need to put in any credit cards or anything like that. There's nothing like that at all. But you may just see that language of buy just because I have set it up on my course website. Now, if you go over there today, which you should, and you sign up, the PDFs won't be available yet because each PDF will go up on the day that the video goes up onto YouTube. And you'll find them stacked just below the introduction video on the course site, and they'll appear each day. There's also a free downloadable guide for Thinkific, which is the course website, which you should download because it'll help you get back into the course site if you forget how to do it. And you'll be able to go in there and download your free PDF each day. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, this is coming up next week, Michelle, and I want to get ready in advance. As I said, you will have the materials available to do this as long as you've got some paints and some watercolor paper. But if you want to get ready in advance, one thing I would suggest is stretching some paper. I'm going to be working fairly small, by which I mean around the size of printer paper, sometimes a little larger, sometimes a little smaller. And the rotation of the paintings is going to be as follows. We're going to have 2 that are going to be square. We're going to have 2 that are going to be portrait shaped, and we're going to have 1 that's going to be landscape shaped. So yes, out of 5 landscapes, only one is going to be an actual landscape shape, but that's the way it goes. And I really love square paintings actually, and portrait shapes can be really interesting for landscapes too. But if you want to get some paper ready, that's the rough size and the rotations and the shape that your paintings will be. As I said, there's no hurry to get on with this challenge, but I would love to see your results when you finish. So we have a hashtag that you can use, which I will pop on the screen. And if you share on social media, particularly places like Instagram, I'd love you to use that hashtag. Now, the hashtag has 2023 in. If you find this video in 6 months' time and it's 2024 or whatever, still use the same hashtag because it'll enable all the paintings to be found together then. If I do something similar next year and it's got 2024 on, then you won't get mixed up with the other paintings. Now, if you have purchased or taken free courses with me before and you're already a member of the Thinkific site, you need only click the link. You should be able to just add this course to your cart, check out, and then you'll have access to it as well. Now, it's taken me considerable time to put all of this together, so there are several ways that you can thank me. Most of them are completely free. Liking this video, leaving a comment, all helps with the YouTube algorithm, but most of all, what I want you to do is share. You can share to a friend via WhatsApp, you can share to a Facebook group that you're in, or just send an email to a friend with the link to the video in. Whatever you can do, please, just to get this out to as many artists that you know as possible. And just to get us all in the mood for next week, I'll leave a link to another landscape tutorial that you can watch right now.